Ethiopia versus Kenya. Capital city, Ethiopia, Addis Ababa. Kenya, Nairobi. National animal, Ethiopia lion. Kenya lion. Main religion, both countries are predominantly Christians, with the majority of their populations adhering to Christianity. Population, Ethiopia, 132.9 million. Kenya, 52.4 million. Landmass, Ethiopia, 1.11 million square kilometers. Kenya, 582,646 square kilometers. HDI, Ethiopia, 0.497. Kenya, 0.628. GINI, Ethiopia, 35.0. Kenya, 38.7. Life expectancy, Ethiopia, 68.43 years. Kenya, 67.93 years. Literacy rate, Ethiopia, 57.77%. Kenya, 82.88%. Peace index, Ethiopia, 2.84. Kenya, 2.41. Happiness index, Ethiopia, 3.9. Kenya, 4.5. Most spoken language, Ethiopia, Oromo. Kenya, Swahili. Official language, Ethiopia, Amharic. Kenya, English. Internet penetration, Ethiopia, 21.3%. Kenya, 48%. 5G availability. Both countries have 5G connectivity. Access to electricity, Ethiopia, 55.4%. Kenya, 76.2%. GDP nominal, Ethiopia, $117.4 billion. Kenya, $131.6 billion. GDP per capita nominal, Ethiopia, $1,066. Kenya, $2,470. GDP PPP, Ethiopia, $484.4 billion. Kenya, $401.9 billion. GDP per capita, PPP. Ethiopia, $4,397.78. Kenya, $7,534. Foreign exchange, Ethiopia, $3.1 billion. Kenya, $7.3 billion. External debt, Ethiopia, $25.7 billion. Kenya, $30.5 billion. Defense budget, Ethiopia, $2.09 billion. Kenya, $1.3 billion. Military ranking, Ethiopia, 52nd. Kenya, 83rd. Total military personnel, Ethiopia, 162,000. Kenya, 75,000. Active personnel, Ethiopia, 162,000. Kenya, 50,000. Tanks, Ethiopia, 338. Kenya, 188. Air Force strength, Ethiopia, 103. Kenya, 156. Helicopters, Ethiopia, 33. Kenya, 85. Navy vessels, Ethiopia, none. Kenya, 23. Main export, Ethiopia, coffee. Kenya, gold. Main import, Ethiopia, mineral fuel. Kenya, machinery. Labor force, Ethiopia, 61.6 million. Kenya, 25.5 million. Merchant marine fleet, Ethiopia, 12. Kenya, 26. Ports, Ethiopia, 0. Kenya, 4. Airports, Ethiopia, 57. Kenya, 370. Roadway, Ethiopia, 120,000 kilometers. Kenya, 161,000 kilometers. Railway coverage: Ethiopia, 659 kilometers. Kenya, 3,800 kilometers. Waterways: Ethiopia, 0 kilometers. Kenya, 0 kilometers. Ethiopia and Kenya, two key players in East Africa, offer a fascinating comparison. Ethiopia, with a much larger population of about 132.9 million compared to Kenya's 52.4 million, also covers nearly double the land area. Both countries are predominantly Christian and share the lion as their national animal. Their capital cities, Addis Ababa and Nairobi, are major hubs in the region, each with growing infrastructure and influence. Ethiopia's economy, when measured by purchasing power parity, is larger at $484.4 billion versus Kenya's $401.9 billion. However, Kenya currently has a higher nominal GDP and a greater GDP per capita in both nominal and PPP terms, which reflects higher income distribution per individual. Ethiopia's defense investment and military size are notably higher, ranking 52nd globally, while Kenya ranks 83rd. That said, Kenya maintains more helicopters and air power, and unlike Ethiopia, it operates Navy vessels and has access to seaports, which is a major logistical advantage. In terms of social indicators, Kenya shows stronger performance in literacy and access to electricity, as well as internet usage, pointing to better digital and educational infrastructure. Ethiopia, on the other hand, has a slightly higher life expectancy and a larger labor force, which contributes to its strong economic potential. While both countries offer 5G access, their internet penetration rates differ significantly: 21.3% in Ethiopia versus 48% in Kenya. When it comes to trade and finance, Ethiopia's main export is coffee, while Kenya exports gold. Kenya has more foreign reserves, but also more external debt. Ethiopia's economic future looks promising, supported by its large workforce and growing investments. Kenya, meanwhile, continues to benefit from its diversified economy and advanced transport infrastructure, with more airports, ports, and a wider railway and roadway network. Both nations have their unique strengths. Kenya is making strides in social development and connectivity, while Ethiopia holds economic and military scale that offers long-term growth opportunities. Rather than one outperforming the other, their progress reflects different national priorities and challenges. Together, they highlight the diversity and potential of East Africa.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.